Hey guys, thanks for joining me for this brief tutorial. What I wanted to do is just take a minute or two to explain to you what some of the buttons did in your editor that you're likely to see when you're editing an article or module in your Joomla website. Now in this case I'm using the JCE editor in my Joomla site, but if you have the stock Joomla editor, many of the choices will be the same and there'll be their equivalents there as well. But this is just a brief rundown to give you an idea of what some of the buttons do in the JCE editor for Joomla. But again, a lot of these same buttons will have their equivalents in the stock Joomla editor as well. Now obviously you're going to notice here that a lot of these buttons look familiar because they are often used when editing perhaps a Word document. Things like bold, italics, underline, strike through. In addition, you can center the text, left align or right align the text. In addition, there's a couple other formatting tools you'll notice. Perhaps you want to change the color of a word. You can highlight and change the color, like so. If you want to highlight some words, you can highlight them by clicking this button here and picking a color, like so. Then you have other buttons like cut, copy and paste, a paragraph indent button if you want to use, so I can indent that either direction. Then if perhaps I want to make an ordered list, I can use this button here. Or let's say I don't want an ordered list, but maybe I just want a set of bullet points. So I'm going to take the same text, highlight it, and click this button here, and I can get bullet points instead. Pretty straightforward, I think. In addition, Joomla also has what they call is a little HR break here. It just kind of puts a horizontal line across. And those are kind of nice to break text apart, you know, for paragraphs and different things. In addition, you have also a way to create a link to another page or menu item here. So if I highlight some text, I can click this link editor and choose from another menu item that I have on my website. Maybe I want to go to this page here and hit insert. In addition, I could also just go ahead and paste in a URL from another site and hit insert. I can also choose whether I'd like it to open in the same window or in a new window, in case you're going to link to an outside website and don't want people navigating away from your site. So here are some options you can play with and learn a little bit more about and the link options. In addition, a lot of times you're going to want to add pictures. Depending on the version of JCE you might have two options to do that. They basically do the same, these two, but this one with the little stars is a little amped up with some extra options. But the stock JCE Media Image Manager will do just fine. What you'll want to be aware of is on the bottom half you have a file browser. So you can kind of navigate some of the different folders you've created to keep your pictures organized. And you're going to notice that you can actually add more folders. But once you do, you can actually upload. Once you're in the folder you want to be in, you can click that button to upload, browse your computer, and pick an image to upload. If you want to insert the image, usually once you see it here, you just go ahead and click on it. It highlights it, and up here you'll notice it inserts the URL, and you can play with maybe the dimensions of the image, whether it's left or right aligned, and you can even add a little margin around it, let's say 10 pixels. So play with that, and then once you're ready you can hit insert, and lo and behold, you got a picture. I'm going to delete that because it's kind of big, but basically that's about it. Now this button here adds a little read more break, which I may not have time to explain right now, but I'll get to in another video.